Okay, so this is going to be about set notation. Set notation. So here, first of all, we want to think about doing an experiment one time. We just want to think about that. Eventually, maybe starting next time, we'll want to think about the chance of this outcome or the chance of that event occurring when we do an experiment. But for now, let's just think about doing an experiment one time. What could possibly happen? What could possibly happen? Well, it could, something in here could happen, right? Or something in here could happen. Or maybe something over here could happen. Maybe this is the event that you win the lottery. Okay, if you perform this experiment, it's sort of like throwing a magic dart that has to land somewhere in this region. Okay, and maybe this is the event that you live to be 105. Okay, you should survive to 105. Then what is this in here? This is really great because it means that you won the lottery and you survived to 105, right? All right. There could be all kinds of little events floating around here. Some of these, okay. Maybe there's one there. Maybe there's even another one right there. Okay. So this is our sample space. And it gets a special symbol, sample space. It's the space of all the possible outcomes. Okay? Set or space of all possible outcomes. Okay? And all these outcomes I represent by these little dots in here. These are all the possible little tiny things that could happen. Okay, maybe we'll label them omega 1, omega 2, omega 3, etc. Okay, capital omega denotes the entire set of all the little itty bitty omegas. Okay. All right. So we usually use capital letters, by the way, to represent events. See, there are a lot of ways to win the lottery. I could win this lottery or that lottery, or I could cheat. I could buy 1,000 tickets and win the lottery, or I could buy one lucky ticket and win the lottery. I could, there are a lot of ways to do that. There are a lot of ways to live to be 105, right? I could live to be 105, or I could live to be 106. That'll get me there. Living to be 107. And then dying. Well, I've still lived to be 105. You know what I mean? There are a lot of different ways. Okay, to satisfy these events. So events are basically sets of outcomes. Okay, sets of outcomes. And we use capital letters. Capital letters like A, B, C, etc. for events. Okay. If I write this, it means that A is a subset of B. Okay, and so I'm going to move up here. Okay, basically, a picture of that would look like this, maybe. Maybe here's the event A, and here's the event B. Okay, here's A, and then everything in here is B. Oops, that's not right. A is a subset of B. There we go. Okay, makes sense. And again, so this is this entire space here. This is our set of all the things that could possibly happen. Okay. So and this very well might be the case. Say if A is the event that you win, or that you live to be at least 107, well, everyone who lives to be at least 107 surely lives to be at least 105, right? Okay, so So that is, living to be 107 or more is sufficient for living to be 105. The null set or empty set gets a special symbol, okay, like that, is the set of no elements. Okay. By the way, we'll write our sets using proper set notation with braces. Okay. Is the set of no elements. Okay. And is a subset of every set. Okay. That is, it's a subset of the set A. It's a subset of the set B. It's even a subset of itself. Okay? Alright, so let's talk a little bit about Venn diagrams. Hey, we're already drawing Venn diagrams. A Venn diagram is just a box with a bunch of events outlined in the middle. It's sort of a caricature or a cartoon of all the possible things that could happen, all the possible things that could go wrong. Okay? So this will be important to us because sometimes we want to talk about, say, the union of two events. You know, if this is the event that I win the lottery and this is the event that I survive to be 105, then you know what? I'm going to be pretty happy if either one of those things happens, right? If I win the lottery and I only live to be 45, that's still pretty all right, right? My last few years are going to be okay. So again, so this whole space in here is omega. Sometimes we'll put an omega down there just to remind us that. So this is the event L union F. Okay. This is the union symbol. You read this as you read this as L or F, or you could read it as L union F. It's everything that is either in L or F or both. Okay? It's everything that is in L or F or both. Okay? Now, you also have the intersection. A lot of you probably remember this stuff from your high school days. A lot of you don't. Okay, so here's my sample space. Again, so I'm thinking about doing an experiment. What could happen if I do this experiment one time? Okay. The dart sort of has to land somewhere in here. If this is winning the lottery, this is living to be 105. Then what is this? Oh, this is the event that I do both, right? That would be pretty awesome. All right, and this is read as L intersect F, or L and F. Okay, get it? Read as. Okay, it's the collection of all of the little possible outcomes that are in both L and F at the same time. Okay, now don't mess that up. Here I have shaded, when we're talking about unions, I've shaded both L and F. I have shaded both L and F, but this is not L and F. This is L or F. Okay, because I've shaded everything where my dart will either land in L or in F. Okay, this is L and F. Get it? Good. Don't screw it up. Next, what if I want to talk about, of course, if I can win the lottery, then I could not win the lottery. In which case, and that's probably most of us, right? This and here is the event L complement, or sometimes we write it like that with a bar over it. This is read as L complement, or simply not L. Okay? It's the event that L does not occur. Okay? And you could write this in set notation as it's the set of all omegas such that omega is not in L. Okay. Similarly, I could write L and F in set notation as the set of all omegas, such that sometimes we use colons, sometimes we use a vertical line, it doesn't matter. It's a set of all omegas such that omega is an element of L, and, big fat and omega is an element of F. Okay?